Hey everyone! Today we want to dive deep into the seismic shifts happening in the financial markets. Let's be crystal clear though, ETFs are just the beginning of a technological revolution. What comes next is even more exciting, the tokenization of every financial asset. Trust me, this is where the future lies. We've highlighted the potential for a spot Ether ETF, and the question on everyone's mind is how soon can we expect it, and beyond that, which cryptocurrencies are next in line for the ETF treatment? Is it Solana, Cardano, Chainlink? The possibilities are endless and we're keeping a close eye on it. Do you remember the gold ETF back in 2004? It transformed the way people owned gold. No more dealing with gold bars in the basement. A custodian took care of it. And that's precisely what's happening with the Bitcoin ETF. Coinbase, acting as a custodian, adds a layer of security and convenience for investors. This is a game changer for Bitcoin's price, and our projections are optimistic. Our base case is hovering around the $600,000 mark, with a bullish case of $1.5 million by 2030. The recent SEC approval is the green light we've been waiting for. Now, let's talk short term. In the next 12 months, we might see Bitcoin soaring past $100,000, perhaps even hitting the $150,000 mark. But what about the other cryptos? Solana, Cardano, Chainlink, they're all contenders. There's only one obstacle standing between us and financial freedom, and it's time to dismantle it. Of course, every revolution has its naysayers, and the SEC isn't exempt. Concerns about the speculative and volatile nature of cryptocurrencies, coupled with their association with illicit activities, have been raised. However, the CEO of Coinbase sees it differently. This SEC approval is monumental. It's a nod to the 52 million Americans who have been riding the crypto wave for over a decade. But let's address the elephant in the room, the skeptics who question the intrinsic value of cryptocurrencies. Is it a passing trend like Beanie Babies or a lasting addition to the financial system? Well, having the most powerful man in the world on our side certainly adds weight to the argument. Let's hear from Larry Fink on what the live Bitcoin ETF means for BlackRock and the industry at large. It's a big switch for those who were once skeptics, and we're diving into the details. Now we've gotta admit, for the first 3 years of our crypto journey, we were naysayers. It took some time for us to warm up to the idea, but about 2 years ago, something clicked, and we transitioned into a bona fide believer. In the last couple of years, we've become a staunch advocate because in our eyes, cryptocurrency is more than just a fad. It's an alternative source for holding wealth. Now let's clarify something. We don't see Bitcoin evolving into a currency. Nope, not at all. Our perspective is more aligned with the belief that we'll create digital currencies specifically designed for transactions, leveraging the groundbreaking blockchain technology. When it comes to Bitcoin, we view it more as an asset class and not traditional currency. The dynamics of Bitcoin's price, in my opinion, are tied to the global sentiment. When the world is in turmoil and people are gripped by fear, Bitcoin tends to shine. It's akin to what gold represented over thousands of years, a safe haven, an asset class that provides a shield against uncertainties. Unlike gold though, we can't manufacture more Bitcoin and we're approaching the upper limit of its availability. Now let's talk about some bold price predictions. Cathie Wood, who is a prominent figure in the crypto space, threw out a base case of $600,000 for Bitcoin. Our base case aligns with hers, but we're also eyeing a bullish scenario. The recent SEC approval to us is a green light signaling increased probabilities for our bullish case, which is $1.5 million by 2030. As for a super optimistic case, $1 million plus is not out of the realm of possibility. Now, on to the fascinating topic of tokenization. ETFs, in our view, are just the initial steps in the broader technological revolution reshaping financial markets. The real game changer is the tokenization of every financial asset. This is where we see the future heading, and it's an exciting prospect. We are evaluating not just Bitcoin, but also various coins, looking at them as part of the larger technological evolution towards tokenization. Now, Larry Fink's interest in an ethereum ETF is noteworthy, and it aligns with our vision. BlackRock's potential involvement could pave the way for a more mainstream adoption. It's not just about one coin, it's about the entire landscape evolving. We are living in a time where technology allows us to tokenize assets seamlessly, opening up new possibilities. Now, of course, not everyone is on the same page. Jamie Dimon, for instance, disagrees with our optimism, expressing concerns about the speculative and volatile nature of these assets. However, we firmly believe that the underlying technology has the power to eliminate corruption, especially with a tokenized system in place. And, speaking of regulatory milestones, the recent legitimization of the industry is a significant step. The proof of work, akin to gold, adds another layer of credibility. It's fascinating to witness the evolving narrative, and we love seeing figures like Gary Gensler being confronted with facts and logic. The recent CNBC host challenging him is a testament to the growing acceptance of the crypto industry. Now, we can't ignore the clash of opinions though. The rat poison debate, the Beanie Baby analogy, that's all part of the ongoing discourse. When we had the Coinbase CEO making a compelling case for Bitcoin, it felt like a symphony of arguments in favor of the crypto space. This journey is filled with twists and turns. Over time, we might witness new pools of capital flowing into Bitcoin, marking a significant shift in perceptions. It's not just about financial gains, it's about legitimizing power of an industry that has come a long way. Let's break this down. When we look at the next 12 months for Bitcoin, we see a potential rise, perhaps over $100,000, maybe even hitting $150,000. But let's zoom out a bit. 5 years from now, given the finite supply and the potential surge in demand with the spot Bitcoin ETF approval, $500,000 doesn't seem out of reach. It's all about understanding the dynamics of the space. Now, let's dive into the regulatory landscape. In the US and many other places, 3/4 of the market doesn't fall under the securities category. It's considered more of a commodity, a cash crypto. The debates around what constitutes a security, especially in the context of initial coin offerings or ICOs, are undoubtedly relevant and important. However, for a significant portion of the market, it's not a pressing legal or regulatory matter. Now, the big question is it a beanie baby, a passing trend, or does it hold inherent value that will become a staple in the financial system for decades to come? Well, there are undeniable innovations within this field, particularly around the ledger system and blockchain technology. However, it's also true that this space is rife with conflicts, fraud, and abuse. While some tokens might have some intrinsic value, the majority could be viewed as securities under existing laws. Now, Larry Fink's reluctance to name specific altcoins for tokenization is understandable. This is a realm where caution is paramount, especially with potential legal implications. Brian Armstrong, on the other hand, is taking a bolder stance, particularly in Coinbase's ongoing legal battle with the SEC. It's a clash over whether Coinbase is listing securities, and Brian is not shying away from the fight. And as for potential candidates for ETFs, we'd bet on Ethereum, Chainlink, Polkadot, XRP, Solana. These seem to have strong ties to regulators and regulatory clarity. It's a calculated guess though, and it aligns with where the industry might be heading. Brian Armstrong echoes this sentiment. He sees a future where a spot Ether ETF could pave the way for other crypto assets to have their ETFs. Moreover, he envisions index funds for crypto assets akin to the S&P 500. Picture a Coinbase 500 or various index funds focusing on specific assets like DeFi, staking, or NFTs. This isn't just about price predictions. It's about the evolution of the financial markets into a new dynamic era. That's all for today's video. Thank you for tuning in, Cryptonauts. See you tomorrow and have a good one.